Welcome back guys. Today in this tutorial I will show you guys how to animate this simple 2D character in After Effects using Puppet tools and Duke plugin. In the part 1 we already saw how to create these kind of characters in Illustrator, and in the part 2 I show you guys how to install Duke plugin and create skeletons and how to create walk cycles. But in this tutorial I will show you guys how to do the same using the puppet tool and attach those puppets into Duke skeleton. Alright, as you guys can see in here we have a simple character with a background, and I have already divided the body parts into layers, and also I have named them properly so that we can easily identify and animate them in After Effects. Okay, so let's go to After Effects and bring this character into After Effects. Import new composition, select the file and make sure you are importing this one as a composition and import. Now you can see all our layers are coming as a composition, and make sure to copy so any changes you make will not affect the file. Double click will open the new composition in here. Alright, I'm going to hide the background and shadow layers, and let's bring this one bigger. Now let's go to the left leg and solo it out. You will only see the left leg in the composition. Okay, so now go to the puppet tool, select the puppet tool from here and create puppets in the joints. First time when you create, you will see this mesh in the artwork. Create three points for 3 joints, and let's go into the layer and open the mesh and also open the puppet tool. Go to deform and you will see all 3 puppets in here. Select all 3 of them and go to the Duke plugin and go to ringing. Go to ringing in here. While your puppets are selected, add bones. You will see Duke plugin will add 3 bones to these puppets. Now if you move, you will see your leg is moving like this. Don't worry too much on the smoothness and stuff for now. First we create the puppets, later we can adjust these settings with the puppet settings. Alright, let's close this one, and also you will see there are 3 new bone layers has been added into the timeline as well. These are the 3 bones which Duke plugin has created. Later we will link these puppet bones to the skeleton. Okay, so let's move on to the next shoe. I will hide these 3 bone layers for now, and let's open the shoe, left shoe, and solo it out. And again we are going to do the same. Go to puppet. Okay, start from here. 1, 2 and 3 will be in here. Alright, again we will go into the mesh and open the deform, select all 3 puppets and go to Duke and create bones, which will create 3 bones bone layers into the timeline. Alright, okay. Alright, so now let's go to the left hand and solo the left hand, and again I'm going to create joints, just adding puppets to the joints. 1 in here and second one will be here and third one will be in here. Wherever limbs are, you just put them here, and maybe we add 1 more to the bottom. You can have more details, but for this example I'm just going to have only 4 like this. Again open the mesh and open the puppets inside the deformed, select all 4 of them, go to Duke and add bones, which will create 4 new bones to the puppets. Alright, okay guys, so I will do the same for all other body parts also, but I will make this portion faster and I will come back after that. Alright guys, we already attached bones to all of the body parts. You can see all of them in here in blue color, and you will see the prefix B in front of the bone structure. Now if you move, you will see our body shape also moving accordingly. So you can also animate like this, but that is not we are going to do in here. We are going to use the Duke plugin. Let's create the humanoid structure as you saw in the part 2. Okay, go to Duke Basel plugin in here and go to the structure and click on the humanoid, the first one, which will create the bone skeleton structure for a humanoid character. You can see on the screen Duke is creating its magic. Alright, now we need to adjust this bone structure to fit into our character. Let's bring these to the side first. This one also, the hand from here, this one to this side. Let's start from the body structure. I'm going to solo out only the body, add the bones first so that we can easily create the bone structure and fit it in. So let's solo out shapes in the body and the puppet tools and the bones from the humanoid structure. Okay, now let's bring these bones on top of these shapes. Zoom in a bit and adjust the bones to fit into each of these puppet pins. You can bring the circle point to fit into the puppet tool, which will work properly once you set up all of them. Let's bring this one here, and the top one will goes to the head, so just leave that for now. Okay, so this seems to be fine. Now we need to link these three bones to the puppet tools. Alright, so let's go below. To link those puppet points to the bones, we need to make the bones as parent subject of those puppet points. So we need to find the correct place and make the correct parent bone by linking them in here. We need to, so for the start, we are going to connect the hip bone with the puppet pin 1 in here, and the spine will go to puppet pin 2, spine 2 will go to the puppet pin 3, and puppet pin 4 will connect with the neck. Alright, okay, the body portion is done. Now we can move on to a different portion. To keep the timeline simple, I will shy these layers so that we won't see unnecessary layers in this timeline. Okay, and click on these and click on shy, which will hide the layers which are hidden. Okay, now let's go to the left leg and solo only the necessary layers needed. Let's bring this one in here, and I'm going to solo only the layers which are needed to the left leg. Okay, so let's zoom this one and let's bring this bone to the puppet point in here, exactly on the puppet point, and this one move to the, we have to select only this bone. We can select from the layer easily, which is this one, calf, and bring it in here and go below. Now select the foot and bring it to the puppet point in here, to the top one. Yeah, this one, and select the toe, bring this one to here, and toe tip let's bring it to the front like this, and heel, let's bring it below like this. Maybe let's move this one a bit. Alright, now let's link the puppet points to their bones. Before that, I'm going to bring the timeline to the top in here so that we can see all of them without a problem. We don't need to see the timeline in this case for now. Okay, let's bring down like this so all the layers are visible. Okay, let's hide this one also. Alright, so parent of the leg puppet pin 1 will be tied to this one, and puppet point 2's parent will be calf 2 is this one, and the puppet point 3 parent will be the foot 2, this one. Alright, okay, so let's move on to the shoes. The first puppet pin will go to the toes, sorry, it will go to the foot also. So let's bring the parent to the foot 2, and the second one will go to toes 2, and the third one will go to the tip toe. Okay, so we have linked the parent for these structure for the leg, left leg. Now if you move the bones, you will see our shape also moving accordingly. Okay, so let's go back. Alright guys, so I'm going to do the same for other body parts also, but I will make this portion faster. You already know what I'm doing, so let's make this part faster. Alright guys, so I have done the mapping for all the body parts, and I also shy them in here. You can unshy and see all the hidden layers by unclicking this part in here. Now select all of these structural layers and go to Duke and go to links and control and auto IK, which will create the automatic bone structure, so we can easily animate them. So let's wait for Duke to do it magic. Already done. Now you will see there are additional points which we already saw in our previous video as well, and when you start moving these shapes, you will see the character is moving like a human character. So we don't need to do anything, we can just move these objects and create keyframes to make animation. You can move any part of the body, and which we already covered in our previous video. So for this part of the video, I'm going to show you guys how easily you can create a walk cycle, a funny walk cycle or 2D cartoon walk cycle, just by clicking some icons and buttons. Before I move in further, in any case, if your character, when you are doing the same tutorial, when you are doing the same thing, if your hands or legs are opposite direction, all you need to do is go in here and change the LK to IK to reverse. Please keep that in mind if you have issues with your IK. Alright. Okay, so now we can hide these bones. Let's collapse these first. And now we go to the bone structure, which you can see easily by the prefix S. And I'm going to hide all of these bone structure because we don't need to see the bone structure in here. We only need to see the character, and these also we can hide them. Just click on here. Okay, so we only need to see the character and the animation points which we are created in here, which prefix as C. Okay, so now you can make keyframe animation by moving these objects in here like this, both side, and or you can make a walk cycle or anything you want. You can just adjust the character by moving these shapes. As you can see, sometimes you will have some issues because I never, but when you move to the top, the legs are coming properly. These things you can adjust on the go. You can see when I move these things, the character seems to be working fine. Okay, so we can create keyframe animation, but for this example, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a walk cycle. So go back to the character and select all of these and go to Duke and go to automation and click on the walk cycle, and you will see Duke will create a walk cycle and your character will be changed. Now if you play and see, this is the default walk cycle which we have created. Looks good, and we can modify this walk cycle by going to the Duke plugin in here and select the walk cycle first. Go in here and select the walk cycle from the top, which one, and go back to the Duke plugin, and you can see there are so many parameters in here. For an example, if you increase the softness and if you go back and play, you will see there are the character walk a bit more funnier than earlier, and you will see the hands and legs have a big wobbly effect like this in here. Let it render. Okay, now if you see the real time, you will see the character is moving even more funnier. So you can play with these settings and get a very realistic or very funny walk cycle. So let's change this character and make a funnier walk cycle. So go back in here and let's go in here, sorry, and let's play with these settings in here. Let's bring this to 5, and there are so many settings in here. If you open this one, you will see even more. You can make this one dancing also if you want, and let's increase the walk speed to 5, and you will see the walk speed is increasing. And if you open in here, there is next swinging. You can increase this one also. As you can see, the neck is swinging more than it used to be, and you can bring out the neck softness, which will have even more swing effect. And when you open the feet, you can bring the feet to 80%, which you can see the feet is going even more higher. So by changing these settings, you can create realistic or very cartoonish walk cycle. You can also change the values after you have created a walk cycle, and you can move this object which will affect the already rendered walk cycle, and it will again re-render and readjust according to your position. All you need to do is just move these key positions, any of these like this. Wherever it's affecting the whole body, it will affect the walk cycle also. After you're done with your change, you will see it will readjust all the walk cycles. For an example, I just make some changes. You will see the walk cycle is getting affected with the changes. But let's say if we change a lot, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop this one and going to, let's play this first. You can see the work structure now, and if I stop this and change the bone structure, maybe let's change the hand movement. Let's bring the hand to here, and let's move the body, something like this. And now if you play, you will see it's rendering again with the new position. Again, you can go back to the walk cycle. You can go to effect and you can just click on this in here, the icon, walk cycle icon. Again, you can play with the settings in here. So let's change some values. Let's make this neck softness to 20, and maybe body, let's make the body up and down also a bit higher, maybe 15%. Now it's going to be even more funnier. And let's make the hip swing also to 6 degrees. Now if you go and let's play, you will see some sort of really weird animation like this in here. So let's wait for it to render, and you will get these kind of results by changing these values and the shapes after you done with your walk cycle. So all these things you can just adjust and create really cool animations and really cool walk cycles. All right guys. Alright, so I go back to the earlier version. Okay, before I close this animation, I want to share one more final thing in this tutorial. If you want to have smooth and really bended shape like a cartoon animation, you can make it with the puppet tool settings also. So if you zoom in here, you will see these are not rotated properly. It's not a proper bend. So to make it proper bend, go into puppet tool and open the puppet tool, and as you can see in here, open the puppet and open the puppets. Inside you will see the pen type is selected the precision. Open this one and change it to advanced. Now you can see there is a new circle type is appearing. Make sure to change all the puppets to advanced. So once you change, you will see there is a green circle appearing here. So you can increase the size or rotate in here. You can also keyframe them by moving these in here. So you can make proper actual proper shapes by changing these settings. But for this animation, I'm just going to change all of these puppets to these advanced. You can also go to the density and expansion in here and change the value as well. So when you increase the expansion, you will see the expansion of the puppet is expanding and your shape is getting a bit more bendier. So you can adjust these settings to create proper animations. So I'm going to do the same for all other shapes, especially for the legs and the hands. So let's make these changes. I will make this part faster and I will come back to you guys. Okay guys, so for this shape what I did was I have changed only the legs and the hands to advanced, and I have changed the other position to precision, especially the shoes and the static areas. So as you can see in here, after I change, I activate the background layer and I start playing this one, and this look better than it used to be, and you can see the bends are perfectly all right. and we can play with the settings and make this animation even more smoother and nicer. This is not the rendered version. This is what you see on the After Effects screen. And again, I have created a moving object by modifying the shadow. As you guys can see in the screen, I made this portion faster also. So this is how you create puppet paint points to a character and attach them to the Duke skeleton, and after that animate very easily. Alright guys, so hopefully you guys learned something new from this tutorial. Thank you for watching, and see you guys in the next tutorial. In the next part of this tutorial, I will make bit more realistic animation, and also maybe we try to make a realistic walk cycle and a different type of animations as well. Alright guys, so thank you for watching. See you guys in the next tutorial.